morning. Outside are the drones to listen to now, yes. And it's a very loud morning. Yesterday I was before sitting in a place with many coffees here in the new, and it was my father, yes, years before, one of the times. And I was very angry about that. They were, after some good minute to see, watching, and they tried to watch in the same way others were coming, and were talking in awful words about the experiences we had got in jails, and when we lost our coffees and were illegally war jailed by them, and how they played us into that bombing system. Yes, when they created a system where fixed jails were animal coupled, worked animal coupled to women, yes, to be eaten up by animals, they slaved in the same way on the other side of the transportation, yes, which like in as when there would be an electricity system that is teaching that animals to eat from human. Yes, and the alarm was started, and then they came out and had eaten up from ours, and that systems work here, yes, and traffic systems and alarms and everything was what is to hear around, and we never had built up Italy in that way, yes, so would have given our coffees a touch of how it works now, yes, and they lead everything down under and have the games too, and lead it through for brainwashing, or do that at the harbor with a special wrong working system. Yes, and mostly it is involving that safety means drugs for others, or much more pain in other ways. And was very angry about that they couldn't see what happened there, yes, and worked they're very um, working with that things, and giving us the guilty for what they had done to persons here, especially when the boats houses were overtaken for that other system they did around with that gondolieri here, yes, and killed or overtook therefore very good boats houses. I was friends at, yes, and to the same time all the jobs we lost here while standing up against them, and got that brainwashing after, yes, and were always German questions after, like the concentration that is to hear sometimes inside their games around, yes, where we were played to in other states and so on. And I felt very unhealthy because of that, and was very angry there, and told the persons, you don't have to name me any prayer, because these are the war toys you play to now under the circumstances, and tuck to in the wire system. We had never built it up so at our houses when we lost before. Oh, inside, and that overtakings, and told them how they work wrong. Yes, they cannot play with the torture they had given us over years somewhere. Is it to name that after that in dream or not, or reality? Yes, in working or taking ages away and giving us the wrong families and so on. And since that times I'm very not amused about a lot of persons that would like to give me the wrong families again, and falling everything of history, yes, taking away, breaking bones, yes, feeling no real home, yes, because of him is always two or more parts of a family somewhere, yes, and couldn't talk to anyone, yes, but should give letters, personal letters to everyone, because there's no other possibility, yes, and so to mean and to be into films somewhere, yes, what is in other cases in not in film, yes, it's the stuff they had made out of ours without that we have signed up anything for. In the ways they did that films, yes, not like we would have acted in normal situations, or places we knew with friends or something like that, yes. And how it works in other cases, and left alone there, overcome by the wrongs, yes, and such a kind of person was yesterday denunciating my person very hard again, and while walking into the next coffee, yes, and that you can hear here everywhere, yes, and it is every time done by persons that had overtook here the wildest and wisest and oldest persons, yes, and or those that had to say more before, and our angriness should not be hurt by some, yes, and this is for them an behaving, and meaning of behaving to everyone, where, yes, where we were given to inside that war games they played, yes, or where we lost friends because of parts of families and so on. And to me, that is a very sad experience, yes. And it is not for not to walk out or not for. No, they should be ashamed of that they let such persons work here, yes, and that would like to give themselves for the torture we get inside our own states, yes. The possibility to play with our own torture to theirs. That is for sure a very sad made game by them. Played right now here and now take notice too, yes, because it is not needful to do or to act so to persons, yes, and to try to let them know where to go now or with whom to be, yes, and houses that officials should not work like they work now. And outside you can talk to no one, yes, every one of the persons I knew is walking with another hand, one by his side, yes, and there's no talk to each other, only that giving instructions, curious way of talking, yes, not normal meeting in that way, yes. I'm very ashamed of that I'm sitting there alone and have to scream because of what they are doing here in that unpolitical made ways, yes. And that it was for sure not good how it was now, and that was done over years here, yes, and it's very sad played games through closed tower systems into homes that never worked so before, yes.